This week we'll go through how we can update and populate a MongoDB database using Jupyter Notebook. So for this, we'll be using the Python's Mongo client, pyMongo's Mongo client. So basically the Mongo client class for pyMongo driver library for MongoDB creates client instances. Its main function is to enable you to connect to the MongoDB database efficiently and effortlessly. Whether you are changing data, retrieving it, every connection matters. We'll be using the CORD19 dataset. So it is basically a COVID-19 dataset that we'll be using. There's a link in the PPT as well that is present further on. So this is the dataset that we'll be using. I'll come to this later on. So the setup for this workshop, first of all, you need to have a Atlas account, MongoDB Atlas account. So I'm pretty sure you guys have already gone through this during the week 5 MongoDB. You have set up everything, but I'll still go through it once. So you need to create an Atlas account. And first thing is you need to create a project over there. Create a project, give it a name, Mongo Python workshop, or completely up to you. These are some other additional steps. So name your project, add members, set permissions. Yeah. So now third thing is to set up a cluster. Pretty sure that you guys have gone through this as well, but I'll still go through it once again. First of all, we go to the database section in the MongoDB Atlas, and then click on build a database, and then on there click on create button for the shared DB one. This is a free one that you should be using. Further on, you will get this pop-up to create a shared cluster. So use the shared one, AWS, and the North Virginia, US East one region, and set a cluster name for the cluster that you are creating. So this is only one-time thing. You cannot change the cluster name again. Now, going further, create a user and provide it with a read and write access. So in here, create a new database user. You can basically do that from here. So if you go in the database access section of the Atlas, I already have one pyMongo workshop read write user, but you can add a new database user from here and you will get this pop-up basically. So create a user and you can either auto-generate a secure password and give the built-in role as this one, read and write to any database. Then provide the network access part. Enter the IP address. So if you want your if you want your database to be visible to the public, world readable, basically make it world readable, then you can use this IP address, or else you can just check your PC's IP address and enter it over here and click on add my current IP address. So after configuring your cluster details, you'll be redirected to this particular page. Then now to create a create a new database in here, you should now to get the connection string then that we use to connect to any database using a third-party application. Let's say, for example, in our case, Jupyter Notebook, we'd be needing the MongoDB connection string. So to get that, click on this connect icon, connect to cluster. You will get this pop-up connect to cluster. Select, click on connect to your application. And once you click on that, you'll get this pop-up where you will find this particular connection string present. So just copy and store it somewhere for now. Now going to the load CORD19 data. Now step 6 is to load the CORD19 data into the MongoDB on Atlas. So we are using this coronavirus research dataset from Semantic Scholar team at the Allen Institute. So this is the dataset that I was talking about. I have provided the link as well in this PPT. So for this particular workshop, we will be only using a subset of this data. So look out for a file that, so look out for a file which is named this CORD19 2020 0313 .tar.gz. So if you are on this link, scroll way down, and yeah, it should be the last file here. This 0.3 GB1, you'll be able to find it easily. So untar it, and you should get a folder named. Within this folder, expand the normcom use subset. So there's a folder inside this. So extract that folder. Let me just show you the folder structure as well. So once you untar that file, you will get this. You will get all these files. So just untar this file as well, and you'll get this particular folder. And this has all the JSON data that we need for our to populate our dataset, MongoDB database. So now that we have created our cluster, now it's time to create a new dataset and collections. So dataset and its tables, if you want to relate it to the relational database schemas. So go back to your Atlas cluster, click on Browse Collections, click on the Collections tab, and then click on the Create Database tab to create a database. So specify the database name as COVID-19 data and collection name as normcom subset. I already have one, but you can just click on Create Database and enter the value specified. So that should create a new empty database over here, just like this one. So this particular database, not an empty database, sorry, a database with an empty collection. So normcom collection. This one has total 0 documents currently. Okay, so now we are ready. Now we are ready to switch to the notebook. So this is the notebook for the workshop. Here we are importing the Mongo client. Now you must have stored the connection string for the MongoDB. So copy that and paste it over here. And don't forget to change it to your password. Now here we are basically going to specify the file path of your normcom use subset. So specify your file path for the normcom use subset /star.json. So that will basically upload every single JSON file over here. And we are basically iterating over this particular folder and extracting each single JSON using the for loop, and then basically appending this particular to the JSON files array. Then we use the client object that we have created of the Mongo client class, and we specify the database name that we have over here, which is the COVID-19 normcom subset data. And once you specify the DB name, we now specify the collection name and insert the JSON files that we have appended over here. So that will be it for the workshop. Thank you.